this week of rest has been very different from the previous one. In the previous one, like I commented, I sort of broke down. I was completely exhausted. In this one, on the contrary, there have been spots of what do I do? What I'm feeling kind of bored, but I don't want to work. I want to cool down the machinery of working and give myself time to reflect. So the interesting thing for me is that today, for the first day, I've been able to read uh, with full understanding and with full presence. Let's say mm, I used to read avidly when I was younger, and now it's turned into something that I like having done rather than I like doing. It's something that I like having done. So what I do now is that helps me is that I plan my reading more strategically in many ways. For example, I don't choose a book willy nilly. I when I'm thinking if I want to read this or that book, I prepare myself in a way like the mountaineer who wants to climb a certain mountain. You prepare yourself for the journey, and in this particular case, this book is of a normal length. It's high literature. I should suppose that would be the category. One of my favorites, fiction, quality fiction, not the silly book, and it's like a brick that you buy in the airport. And the page for this book for me has been 25 pages in the morning, first thing in the morning. Sometimes I get to read first thing in the morning. Other times, in other periods of my life, I cannot read first thing in the morning because I'm like too nervous, too full of energy and wanting to start the day. But these days, I enjoy my 25 initial pages. However, lately I found a progressive resistance to reading my daily share until today, in which I don't know what's happened. I hope it lasts because here's the thing, it's like I started to read the book, and at some point, my different voices, different concerning thoughts start nagging me, like, hey, remember you have to do this. Oh my God, this situation in the world with this or that, etc. Like different nagging voices distracting me from the page. And my usual way to cope with this has been like soldering on and pushing through. Like I have to focus on the page more steadily and ignore the voices. And today, what I've done is somewhat different, subtle but different. In which I've reasoned, okay, all these concerns, all these different thoughts are going to stay with me once I finish reading. So I just want to delay them, and I felt a bit like the muscle at a discotheque, not letting the certain people come in. You know, in, even at certain moments, I've used the inner mantra: "Shut up, shut up, shut up," while the page was happening. I I even mm, at some points I've done the exercise of, besides reading the page, hearing it in my mind, like mentally hearing the discourse, the beautiful prose that I was going through, hearing it in my mind. So both senses reinforced the impression. And this peculiar exercise, the result has obtained for me has been an experience of presence, of being there in the narration in a way that I hadn't experienced in weeks. And I hope it. this strategy, this trick stays with me for a while. Sometimes they just flake off. You think you've found the perfect solution, but human mind is always changing, and maybe what works today and seems obvious that is here to stay, maybe tomorrow doesn't work. Anyways, I want to share it with you. You probably, if you believe in the importance of reading like I do, and love it, and you probably will have your own struggles and your own strategies to force you to read more, to do to discipline you to do this thing that you know you love. This remembers me this quote by Albert Einstein, who says that discipline is remembering what you love. That's exactly how I feel about books. And it's important to remark this in the context of music making and artistry, I think, because um, I think there's not enough emphasis on the idea that an artist must be a cultivated person. You need to absorb culture in different formats, in different media, and because it's a bit like cultivating a garden. It's not something you can do in one day, but at the end of a long process, the result is going to be that you're going to have a luscious garden, mm, way more beautiful than other people's. And in the end, if you think about it, that's the great competitive advantage for any artist, but particularly in our days, we all get to have the same tools, the same incredible technology to make music. So the what's going to make the biggest difference is your own taste, your own personal taste that you apply as to your artistic personal expression, and that depends on all your life experiences, on the things you're seeing and how you've processed them, and also how familiar you are with human culture, which is just the collection of remarkable people who have come before you and have had their say, their interesting ideas. And it's not very promoted because a book doesn't require a lot of humongous budget. It's as a computer file, it's just a text file, which is the smallest thing in the world, and it doesn't require you to be spending lots of electricity and energy, therefore making money for somebody in the glutton capitalistic economy. But even if you're not a creator, the artistic experience is something that enriches your life. I mean, reading other people writings or listening to good music, etc. It's like it adds an additional room to your life, and like a particular perfume that stays with you in your life. And of course, that life, if at some point you decide to create some art, is going to help you too, and is going to come through your creation. So, well, I don't know. I hope these ideas give you something worth exploring. Thank you.